There's actually a very strong South African history to that. 2013, when South Africa hosted the BRICS summit for the first time, on the insistence at that time of President Zuma, the BRICS Business Council was established. So it was established year 2013 in South Africa, and from there onwards it became a standing feature of the BRICS system. So every country has its own chapter, and then on an annual basis, before the heads of state meet at the summit, the BRICS Business Forum will happen, where as the business communities give their input on the issues of the year, and that is then taken forward to the heads of state, which then makes its way into the formal declaration of the summit. What we took into the forum, I think, is a very strong focus from South Africa, actually from last year already, on insistence of Minister Patel, also Minister of Trade and Industry, that the South African engagement with our business peers in the BRICS format, we must be very business-minded. When we go into the forum, we must know what we are looking for. If you have opportunities for investment, or if you are looking for particular trade partnerships, whatever, know what you are looking for, so that we can emerge with tangible results from these engagements. That it's not just a talk shop and next year we see each other again. So we entered it with that mindset. I think in the context of this year, some numbers are important. If you look at UNCTAD numbers, United Nations Congress on Trade and Development, they expect foreign direct investment to fall by up to 35 to 40% this year in the global economy. So the time for engagement with our BRICS peers on trade investment flows is absolutely critical, and that was really one of the crux issues of the discussion in the Business Council, of how do we not just deal with the pandemic, but coming out of this, how do we enhance our relationships at a business level as BRICS members. No, I think one of the specific things that we actually took to the conference, and there's a bit of history to it, 2018, when South Africa hosted the BRICS Summit, we released a big piece of research as an organization on the development of the BRICS brand, or the development of the BRICS as an institution of global governance. And what we did then is to identify that, but out of that we realized we really need a much stronger global-facing platform on an annual basis that can celebrate excellence in BRICS business. So we actually proposed a very concrete platform to become part of the Business Council work on an annual basis. Let's celebrate the top 50, top 100 brands from each BRICS member state, to raise awareness on what's happening in the economies, but to use that opportunity to communicate more in the business communities of each member state about tangible opportunities. Now, tangible opportunities that we are exploring now is very much on the technological front, where China and Russia have some very interesting technologies, anything from artificial intelligence for immediate translation services all the way through to medical diagnosis at a distance. So there's a lot of cooperation and exploration of actual business opportunities happening, as a result of the engagements. If you look at the last decade or more of world history, since the global financial crisis of 2008, we've become accustomed to things like Brexit. Brexit means the breakup of the European Union and isolationism. We've had the Trump administration. We don't know if he's going to stay or go. However, Donald Trump, in his first term as president, destroyed the global trade regime, established trade wars, and also pushed the logic of economic nationalism and a withdrawal of countries from the global trading system. Now, what is very important about the BRICS is that since inception, the BRICS is crystal clear about something. We cannot progress on planet Earth if we do not cooperate, if we do not act in a multilateral way, and if we do not act in a responsible way as member states. So the BRICS position is very clear that we cannot tolerate fragmentation of the world system, number one. Number two, as members, we really need to push hard on the front of multilateralism, peaceful resolution of conflicts, and constructive engagement between people. If you look at the Northern Hemisphere, Western Europe, North American environments, it's a very different dynamic of isolationism, economic nationalism coming to the fore, and also escalating conflict. So I think going forward, out of a year like this, and coming from the BRICS Business Forum, the BRICS Business Council engagements, I think there's a very strong recognition of the role not just of the member states or the states themselves, but the business communities, the academic communities, the civil society communities, to create deeper contact, between our societies, because that's critical for the survival of us as nations going forward.